Hello everyone. Man, times are getting hard out there, and buying these rigs for this hobby isn't getting any easier either. I'd say a year or two ago, when I tried to start making videos, I was a big proponent of buying rigs from overseas to do this hobby on a budget, let's say. Well, times have changed. Inflation is an MF'er and everything's expensive. You got to be a bit more clever and a bit more savvy to find what you're looking for, find good deals. And I think I cracked a little code on what you can do to save a buck or two in this hobby, and I wanted to share that. First of all, not to say that I've soured on the Chinese manufacturers. I still like RGT. I'm not going to necessarily say that I support their decisions. Yes, a lot of what they're doing is copying other manufacturers, but they're at least trying. They're taking different things from different parts of their chassis and putting them together in different combinations. You know, kind of like Axial. They just released the 10.3 builder's kit, but it doesn't have portals, but it has a dig. You know, just moving things around. Not to say that the Chinese manufacturers are now on the same level as Axial. Speaking of Chinese manufacturers, I have an RGT right here, and I'm currently trying to unshitbox it. I've actually got quite a long ways away into it, so stay posted for that video. Now, that rig I just showed you, I think the cheapest place you can find it is Asia Tees, and that's like $350-ish, I think, shipping included, because that's how they lure you in on Asia Tees. Is the rig will say, I think, like $289 or something, but they'll charge you $90 to $120 on shipping, which, if you really want the rig and you're willing to pay it, that's going to be your cheapest place to find it. Because at the end of the day, I haven't been displeased with an RGT. It gets you down the trail. I'm just tired of hearing everyone on the trails like, wait, dude, you have way too much bump steer, and oh, that's not the correct thing. It runs and drives and it's doing the things I ask of it. Who am I to complain? Okay, moving on from all the China manufacturers, let's get into some meat and potatoes of the brands we recognize. If you want an Axial or Traxxas vehicle at a discount, your local buddies or Facebook Marketplace is going to be your greatest asset. There are people local to me even selling used comp rigs for $400, which, by the way, $400 is the magic number. That is basically your entry price for anything, everything. Whether it's a base camp, whether it's a TRX4 Sport, out the door, batteries, charger, truck, everything, you're going to spend at a minimum $400. Bringing it around to another manufacturer, Element, proves that. With the SE and now the U-Tron, $299. But tack on another $100 for a charger and a battery, $400. I mean, maybe you can find stuff cheaper, but I don't like gambling with lipos like that. But staying on Element, you can find some sick deals on eBay. I think I can splash it up on the screen. I found an Element chassis, which is basically a builder's kit, under $200. I found one with IFS for under $200 as well. Fully RTR rigs on Facebook Marketplace I've seen for $250 all day long. Element is where it's at in the used market, if you can find them. The last thing I'd like to talk about is ground up builds. I like to think of this hobby as PC building does, and you're going to get the best bang for your buck doing a ground up build, because no matter what, you're going to get what you want because you built it from the ground up. I've found places on eBay, which I have reviewed in other videos, but I've also found a couple other places where you can find parts to do custom builds, and you can get parts really cheap. The first one is RC Chop Shop. I've gotten TRX Force Sport stock links for 15 bucks. I think I've gotten 10-3 shocks for the same amount. I've gotten a 1080 ESC from them from like 25 bucks. And I just, at minimum twice a week, I'm checking that website to see the deals. They have axles, they have ESCs, they have servos, they have chassis. You want to start a build? They have base camps. They have TRX 4s. Hell, last time I was on there, they had VFDs on sale. The second one that I would like to highlight, which I've actually come across recently, is RC Junkyard. And they are kind of my favorite as well. I've spent about $100 on there and gotten like 6 items, which is crazy. They've got ridiculous deals over there. But they as well have axles, have chassis, have shocks, have servos. What you're looking for a custom build, they probably have it. Speaking of which, I actually got some of the stuff I purchased from them, but I just remembered I installed them in a rig already. But yeah, RC Junkyard I'm definitely going to be purchasing from again. Now, if you take all the custom stuff you can put together from those websites, I would say at the end of it, you would be close to that magic $400 mark, if not maybe $50 more. But you're going to get exactly what you want. And heck, I'd even put out there, if you spent $100 over, let's say $500, you're definitely going to get what you want. And in the end, that's all we want, right? Is to get where we want to be. I just find it a little ridiculous. There's voices out there that will promote, you need to go to the store and buy a $389 truck and then a $50 charger and a $50 battery just to go home and figure out you don't like the shock towers, the wheels and tires, or the body. And the stuff that I just named right there is like $200 worth of stuff, depending on who you get on wheels. That's just the thoughts I had coming home from work that I thought I would share. If you have any comments that you would like to share, leave them in the comments. I'd like to hear them. This hobby is expensive. And I think we're in this together, and I'd like to share the tips and tricks that I find to make it a little bit more wallet friendly. Say bye, kitty. Say bye. Bye, everyone. See you in the next video.